Today we're going to take a quick and casual look at our 8 finalists for the 2020 A Hero Rises event. These 8 units will participate in a voting gauntlet that starts on the next reset if you're watching this video on release. Otherwise, it's probably going on right now and you're wondering why in the world is Adel Guard in the finals. I'm joking, but we will do a short review on every unit participating and talk about why people decide to vote for them. Reminder, the winner of the voting gauntlet gets given to everyone for free, so it is a big deal for some players. Vote for who you want the most, but don't be surprised to see any of these units end up as the victor. We'll do this from 8th place to 1st place in terms of votes, so starting us off will be Adel Guard. The most controversial candidate of the bunch, Adel Guard is an axe infantry unit. Are people mad because she is a bad unit? It's more because if people don't get their first choice, ideally the winner should be someone who is generally good and has good fodder skills in the case you don't want to actually use them. Adel Guard is fun to use, but definitely not a super groundbreaking unit. She does have the highest base attack and highest base defense of all axe infantry units. That is basically her specialty. Her victorious axe has accelerated specials, and if 80 is near more enemies than allies, she gets a follow-up attack. Despite her middling speed stat, Adel Guard can still whack people twice if she gets aggressive, and she comes with attack and defense solo, and Rouse attack and defense. That is potentially another plus 12 attack and defense on top of her great base stats. So if you only run into physical damage enemies, Adel Guard can be quite scary. She's a great user of Heavy Blade thanks to her accelerated specials, and she can run Gale Force while only needing 2 Heavy Blade procs. She can also use Desperation effectively thanks to the free follow-up attack. Adel Guard will be weaker to magic damage, and with newer units being super fast, she runs into issues versus no follow-up, which is a strong counter to units like Adel Guard who rely on abilities to get follow-up attacks. Her fodder skills are okay, but will mainly be for other units that value attack and defense as well. Though close is alright, but I think a lot of people like the low skills better. Overall, Adel Guard is fine as a unit. I think most people just value other candidates more, and I would agree. I would say she plays highly due to the obvious popularity of 3 houses. She did place first in Choose Your Legends 4 in total votes, so it makes sense that if players who like her can get a free copy, then why not root for her? Nothing wrong with that. If you're someone who already has an Adel Guard with merges, then you're probably fine with whoever wins this year. As someone who got Legendary Lyn last year but has a plus for Adel Guard, I'm just here to watch the chaos. Next up we have Legendary Alm, one of the best colorless infantry archers in the game thanks to his ability to deal true damage on his basic attacks. His 37 attack and speed is fantastic, and with his bow and darting blow 4, he does hit 49 speed on initiations. As mentioned, Luna Arc deals true damage equal to 25% of the enemy's defense stat when Alm initiates combat, so even against the highest defense tanks, Alm will still deal at least some damage. His 2 cooldown Lunar Flash special is also a combination of a mini Mumbo plus mini Regno Astra, and with 49 speed it does hit decently hard. A basic setup for Alm is to just add the Flashing Blade Sacred Seal, and anytime he doubles, Lunar Flash is gonna proc. Thanks to no follow-up, tanks who prevent follow-up attacks get screwed over, and the extra damage just from basic attacks give Alm a lot of firepower. Odd Attack Wave is a nice bonus for even more damage on odd number turns. Just a very solid offensive archer, and you can give him better skills even, like Swift Sparrow 3, Flashing Blade 4, or Desperation combined with some Brazens. He is a pair-up legendary hero as well, and I personally use him for Allegiance battles. Alm can struggle defensively though, so if you can land one solid blow on him, he will go down pretty fast. Overall, just a very good archer. Our 6th place finalist is Legendary Azura. Absurdly broken as a flying dancer, there should be no surprise that anyone who doesn't have her still wants a free copy. With Prayer Wheel, she can spread the highest buff on an ally to all of their stats, which is very strong. Combine that with Grey Waves, which allows infantry and flying allies to move 3 spaces after Azura dances them. These 2 abilities easily make Legendary Azura the best dancer in the game, and even though everyone can get Peony for free, I still highly recommend to get her. She is a true meta-defining unit. Very fun to use in PvE content, and she's on just about every single defense team in 8th raids that uses a dancer. While I would be happy for everyone to get the chance to experience using Legendary Azura, I definitely would be lying if I said I was rooting for her to win personally. Same problem as with the Reinhardt, Azura is very fun to use, but my god, I don't want to face her anymore. The 5th place finalist is Mythic Sothis, who is an armored green dragon and the only character with 2 spots on this list. I think it's safe to say that any unit that can hit 49 speed and has distant counter sounds pretty fun. Well, Mythic Sothis does just that with a ridiculous amount of base stats, including 41 base speed as an armor unit. Easily the fastest dragon in the game, she currently has the highest amount of base stats in the game as well, with 185 BST, but you can bet your orbs that other units will eventually get there too. Snow's Grace neutralizes dragon effectiveness for Sothis, so that is a plus for any dragon, and it grants plus 3 speed, so she will sit at 44 speed naturally. However, if Sothis is above 50% HP, she also gets plus 5 to all her stats, which is how she hits 49 speed just by standing there. Just an incredible amount of stats on one unit, and she comes with distant counters, so by default Winter Sothis should be liked by anyone since you can just use her for fodder anyway. It's always such a fun skill to use. This Sothis also comes with her unique Serious special, which does damage based off of her speed stat and heals her all on a 2 cooldown. Thanks to Special Fighter, Sothis can tank 1 hit, then retaliate with Serious fully charged, and the healing helps keep Snow's Grace active alongside Special Fighter. Very easy to use unit, and she is a scary attacker thanks to her insane amount of speed. Threat and attack in Res 3 is a nice bonus for any units that try to bait her as well. One of Winter Sothis' major downfalls is her somewhat lowish defense for an army unit, which leaves her open to armor slayers just one-shotting her. She's definitely an example as to why having Fallen Shield as a sacred seal might be a bit too good. Halfway done, 4th place goes to Legendary Leaf, who is another paired legendary hero. He is a colorless cavalry archer with a dual phase brave bow. Leaf may be slow, but attack is his main stat, and 38 base attack is quite good for an archer with 3 movement. As mentioned, his bow is a dual phase brave bow, so Leaf always hits twice every attack, which makes him actually a threat on the enemy phase if you give him Vantage. If he initiates combat and you're controlling him, not the AI on a defense team, then Leaf can also prevent a follow-up attack, which can protect him should he not get the kill. Leaf also has a unique special called Norin's Zeal, and it's a 3-turn Gale Force, except he can only move 1 space afterwards. I don't think I highlighted it enough on his initial reveal, but ranged units can't even use Gale Force, so Legendary Leaf has a unique opportunity. If he doesn't kill his target, he can just attack again, and Defense Smoke ensures Leaf debuffs nearby enemies so he can kill them too. Leaf can do a ton of damage since she also has attack and res push 4, which gives him plus 7 attack and res when above 25% HP, but it does inflict 5 recoil damage after every attack. Still, generally Leaf can end fights without getting hit, and for longer battles you can simply switch to Death Blow instead. As mentioned, Vantage is very good on this Leaf, and I have seen close counter plus Vantage builds be effective. If he wins, he will be great for PvE content thanks to his long range and double tap brave attacks. 3rd place goes to regular Mythic Sothis, back again. As a dark mythic hero, Sothis has several benefits just by existing. She can reduce the amount of lift you lose on Aether Raid's defense losses during Dark Season, and in Mjolnir's Strike she will get treated as having plus 10 merges during Dark Season for the purpose of scoring. That second part is mostly useful if you don't have a bunch of high scoring plus 10 units already. Now as a unit, this Sothis is an infantry red dragon with pretty good stats all around. She is the 2nd fastest dragon in the game, only to Winter Sothis, and does still bring good offensive power. She will take more damage than her armor counterpart generally, but she still has Serious to heal back up. Her Sublime Surge also retains the ability to neutralize dragon effectiveness, and it has built-in distant counter. This Sothis also has probably the best selection of fodder skills from everyone here. Attack and Speed Solo is great on a lot of attackers, Wrath 3 is good, and it's good with Serious and synergizes with Time's Pulse, which is really neat. When Sothis is below 75% HP, every player phase, Wrath and Time's Pulse will fully recharge Serious, so Sothis can use it to heal when she makes an attack. Because specials are so powerful, I think Time's Pulse is a very good skill, and it can act like a pseudo slang effect. Overall, Mythic Sothis is just a solid all-around unit. She has more mobility than Winter Sothis and retains the same high speed along with distant counter capabilities. She's definitely not game-breaking or super oppressive, but her mythic status does offer extra bonuses, which is nice for some players. In 2nd place is Dual New Year's Alphonse and Sharena. Dual Alphonse is an infantry blue mage with low speed but pretty good attack, defense, and res. He is a very interesting unit because he comes with close counter, and his dual skill can give nearby infantry allies -2 special cooldown, including himself. This is a very important aspect since his weapon accelerates specials, and if Alphonse has special ready at the start of combat, he gains +5 to all stats and prevents a follow-up attack. Having special ready every single fight is what Dual Alphonse is all about. He comes with Open the Future, which is a bonfire special that also heals him. This becomes a 2 cooldown special at all times due to his weapon, and by activating his dual skill, Alphonse can have it fully charged, which gets him his bonus stats. Alphonse can then use this to nuke an enemy when attacking, and since he has special spiral, that will recharge Open the Future immediately for the next fight and always ensures he keeps his weapon active. Already a very fun base kit, and Defense and Res Oath just makes Alphonse tankier as well. Give him Quicker Post as his Sacred Seal, and Dual Alphonse can easily deal with a bunch of enemies. He's a very fun unit to use and pretty simple as well. If you use him for fodder, Special Spiral is a hot commodity, and you can pass on Close Counter with Special Spiral or Close Counter with Defense and Res Oath. A benefit of having duo Alphonse win is that he is less impressive as an enemy AI unit. The reason is that the AI cannot use dual skills, so Alphonse cannot pre-charge his special. You can work around this via infantry pulls, but at least he won't be as simple to plug and play into any defense team unlike some other units on this list. Finally, our first place winner is Altena, and she definitely has the best chance at winning the whole thing. To put things in perspective, the difference between 2nd and 8th place was only 7,000 votes. Duo Alphonse had 22,000 votes roughly. Mythic Altena had more than double that amount. What makes Altena so desirable? Well, she is an Astra mythic hero. This is important because the Astra element is the second attacking element for Aether Raids, and that gives bonus lift when you win. Everyone has Air and Peony for Light Season, but Astra Season only has Naga or Altena, with many people valuing Altena more. So for players who want better Aether Raid scores in the generally weaker season, Altena is their clear choice. Like Mythic Sothis, Altena will also score better in Mjolnir Strike during major Astra seasons. Besides meta scoring aspects, Altena is also another fun unit just in general. She is a flying sword unit and dual wields Ragnar and Alondite. They grant her distant counter and she always attacks twice, similar to Legendary Leaf. This frees up her A slot where Altena has her own A skill that neutralizes flyer effectiveness. It also gives her +6 attack and defense if she's alone or if she is next to a beast or dragon ally. A flying unit that can deal with archers is a huge boon, and Altena has a ton of base attack to smack them back. She even comes with Vantage, and as we already discussed, for Legendary Leaf, it gives Altena a ton of enemy phase power since she gets to attack first and she hits twice. It's a very dirty combo and only really stopped by Hardy Bearing. Additionally, Altena has her own unique special, Twin Blades, which is on a 2 cooldown and deals damage by 40% of her resistance stat, which is also quite high. It also disables non-special skills that reduce damage by X%, which means Altena can burst through things like Close Call or even Brave Ike's Irvin. Finally, Attack and Defense Oath is Altena's only real fodder skill, but more attack and defense for her is just fine. Altogether, Altena is a very unique unit. She is a flyer that can neutralize their innate weakness to arrows, she has the ability to always attack twice along with distant counter, and she is a sword unit with an actually good amount of resistance and very high attack. I don't think there will be another unit that can do all of these things, and plus dual wielding 2 giant swords is pretty badass. Personally, one of my favorite units to use since I got her. She can absolutely destroy PvE maps with some buffs, and in Aether Raids, she can single-handedly win battles against teams with no high defense blue units. If Altena wins, I recommend having a defense unit with Hardy Bearing or a strong blue attacker, otherwise Altena is just going to abuse Vantage. That concludes our brief rundown of the 8 finalists of the 2020 A Hero Rises event. I'm sure there'll be a lot of differing opinions on who should win, but do keep in mind everyone has their own good reasons for wanting a certain unit. The Voting Gauntlet format does not make things that predictable either, so I would keep expectations low no matter who you support. It'll be interesting who wins for the people making free-to-play guides, man. If they get to just use Legendary Azura or Altena, I'm sure that'll make their lives so much easier. When the event starts, I might set up a poll on who people are voting for because I'm interested in the results. Will it be Altena still at the top, or maybe you guys value someone else more? For me, I don't have Legendary Leaf, so I would kind of like him to win. I assume most players are picking a unit they don't currently have. Thanks for watching, we will see what happens in the end, and I will see you guys in the next video.